So, Hammer decided to finally stop copying Universal, thankfully, after what happened with Evil of Frankenstein. Does that make the movie good? In my opinion, yes. But does it make it great? Not quite. Because I think they might have went a little too unique. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but trust me, it'll make more sense as we talk about it. So, let's talk about it. What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Animation Station. Animation Fan Thing, Animation, including TV and movies. I'm your host, Jackson Small. Welcome back to Return to 31 Days of Horror. Let's continue our look through of the Hammer Frankenstein series with Frankenstein Created Woman, the fourth movie in the franchise. Now, as I stated at length in the last review, the third one, for some reason, was a complete reboot of the entire series, throwing out the continuity and the ambiguous ending of the first two installments of this series. So what does Created Woman do? Well, it follows off of that movie. It is still part of the reboot side of this series, but it does have a lot more originality, because they finally decided to stop copying Universal and try something new. About freaking time. It only took you 4 movies. So, they finally stopped copying Universal, making something that's completely and wholly unique. Only problem is they might have went a little too far with it because they went straight into like science fiction bizarre territory. What do I mean by that? Well, because Frankenstein's experiments have become so advanced, have become so very high regarded in science, that he's figured out to transfer not only body parts, he's also figured out how to transfer souls through a satellite dish. Yeah, and that's the least weird thing that happens in the movie, believe it or not. It somehow gets even weirder. I can't talk about all of it because this is a spoiler-free review, but trust me, when you watch this movie, it'll leave you scratching your head a few times. But you will still be immensely entertained by it, and I'm going to tell you why. I have a pretty decent written review for this one. It's not super long, but it sums up my thoughts pretty well. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Here's my review of Frankenstein Created Woman. Following the strange reboot of Evil, Hammer decided to finally stop copying Universal and try something more unique and original, which definitely is very commendable. But they might have gone a little bit too unique, as this fourth installment in the series is somehow even more bizarre. Cushing is still phenomenal, of course. It's Peter Cushing, and arguably the best role of his career. Of course. The story, while very odd, is solid. The originality is a welcome sight to see after Evil, which was just a blatant copy of a million things from other Frankenstein movies from Universal. The atmosphere and tone are consistently dreary and unsettling. The kills are quite good. It's got some great gore still. The runtime is still brisk, the pacing is perfect, and the ending, while very nihilistic, is still pretty satisfying. Like, the ending of this movie is very depressing, but it still manages to be a satisfying conclusion. I know that sounds weird, but I promise you, when you watch it, it'll make a lot more sense. However, this movie still has problems. The court scenes feel out of place. Why did we have to have court scenes in this movie? Why? I get it, it's a cheesy monster movie, but we don't need court scenes. They slow down the pacing dramatically. The romance subplot is not very well developed. Yeah, that sums it all up right there. It's not a very good romance. Not between Cushing and the girl like you think the poster would lead you to believe, but between the girl and another character. You'll understand it when you watch it. And that infamous scene with the female actress on the slab was not in the movie. False advertising. Yeah, one of the most infamous things about this movie is this one shot, this one shoot, where there were pictures of Peter Cushing having Veronica Carlson nearly naked on a slab in his laboratory. Now, I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they decided to not even include that in the movie itself. but it definitely feels like false advertising to lure in a few interesting people, to say the very least. But I mean, it's still a cool video. It's still a cool shoot. They are cool pictures, but it's not in the movie. I don't know why they didn't put it in the movie, and I don't know why they just used it for advertising. Which, I mean, if they were more clear on that, I'd get it, but they were not clear on it. And it left even James Rolfe confused. Overall, though, it's still a nice improvement from Evil, and as bizarre as it is, I had a good time watching it and can recommend it to monster movie fans for the spooky season. But definitely a middle point in the Frankenstein series. It's worth watching at least once. If you end up not liking it after watching it more than once, I can understand. It is very bizarre, it is very batshit insane, but if you can get around that, you're in for a pretty good time. It's better than Evil, but it's not better than Curse or Revenge. So, because of that, final verdict for the Frankenstein Created Woman is going to be a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty good movie. It is better than the third one, but it has some problems that keep it from being able to be great. Well, only 2 more to go. Yep, we are almost done with this series already. It's crazy. So, I'll see you guys next time when we get to the 5th installment in the series, and the other one that I would call great in this franchise, known by the cheesiest title known to mankind as Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed. I'm not making it up, that's the literal title of the movie. See you in the next review.